Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of Reddit. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. If not, I hope anybody who cares about the topic in this video can get this to him in any way that you can. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness, and that is of Reddit moderation and the state of your platform. But first, some background. I'm Brian, or Stale2000, or Tarot Card. I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/Livestream Fail, before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team. I became a Reddit moderator for one reason, and that is because I think that Reddit communities and correspondingly its moderators have massive power and influence, and for some reason, nobody seems to notice, care, or take this seriously. Least of all, its moderators or the company. In this video, I will go over why I believe this, and I will also talk about a code of conduct moderation action that was taken against me due to good faith mistakes that I believe were caused by a clear lack of direct material support that the company gives its moderators. I will end the video by talking about what you, Spez, can do to fix this problem, as well as what I and other communities can do in case Reddit does not solve this very serious mismanagement problem regarding the lack of support that is given to.
Okay, that was probably one of the longest intros I think I've ever had so far in one of these videos. Anyways, without further ado, how's it going, everybody? One Brain Cell Army here, back again with another video. This moderator here, this Stale2000 moderator on Reddit. So for those of you who, I'm assuming everybody here knows what Reddit is at this point. Anyways, Livestream Fails was basically one of the subreddits on Reddit that was really used to kind of capture some of the worst antics and worst of people in live streams. Off the top of my head, the one I think that really made me aware of this subreddit specifically was the Hassan Piker shot collaring his dog, and it just spiraled down from there. But first, I just gotta say this right now, I don't know if moderators even get paid anything. As far as I'm aware, that is not something that is truly a realistic thing. First off, and I'm just gonna say that right off the bat right now, I don't even know if this is even a paid thing. So if it isn't, to go to this level to make a 20-minute video reaching out to the CEO of Reddit, and just from what I've been seeing as well since the CEO change happened previously, it's been not the best for Reddit. I believe a lot of mods nowadays, a lot of subreddits, they will delete anything in a heartbeat that has anything to do with a political statement, depending on the circumstances. And, you know, this is not the kind of video to really talk about the nature and the current environment of Reddit. This here just talk about this moderator who thought it was a good idea to make a video, not only email it, I'm assuming, to whatever email account, maybe customer service, maybe some kind of direct contact email to Reddit supports, or who knows, if you're a moderator in a big enough subreddit, you have access to the CEO of Reddit directly. Not only do you do that, but you also post a video on YouTube explaining your situation as well. And right off the bat, this to me just screams of one of those basement, you know, like that meme and everything of the nerd who sits in their mom's basement and everything. This guy really does kind of put that into a definition there, but let's see what else he has to say.
Moderators. First, I will go over the code of conduct action and why I was removed as the top moderator of r/Livestream Fail. This sounds like stupid internet drama, I know, but I'm going to talk about how this is a very clear example about how Reddit's mistakes causes very serious problems to Reddit's community and the company as a whole. Here's what happened. There was an announcement related to a live stream related game show called $1 Million Fan. It was basically a game show like Survivor or Big Brother, where fans of a streamer compete in different challenges with an influencer or a streamer for various prizes. The kicker here is that there was a grand prize of $20 million, supposedly. This was supposedly going to be aired on Amazon Prime, and it was also confirmed to be including a couple of mid-sized and large streamers like Alexandra and Andrea Botez, Extra Emily, Canute, and a few others. Additionally, the opportunity was supposedly brought to these streamers by a company called Mythic Talent, which is a well-respected a streamer agency that represents hundreds of live streamers. I heard about the game show a few hours after it got announced by a couple major live streamers. It sounded like the perfect type of content for Livestream Fail. I mean, reality TV, game show, live streaming, gaming, that.
Okay, just going off of that as well, call me an old man, call me whatever. Personally, I do not watch any live streamers anyway, so when he's listing off all these people, I'm just like, who the hell are these people? And I get what he's trying to do here, where he's trying to really build that story of what this content was that eventually made him be let go as a moderator of Livestream Fails. And before I let him go any further on the idea of a reality TV, yes, reality TV is some of the raunchiest stuff that you could ever see on TV. If you've seen shows like, I think, 600-Pound Life, 90 Day Fiance, Seeking Sister Wives, I think is another one. Again, there's so many of these reality TV shows that are just so bad for TV, but I don't really know why you think it'd be a good idea to look at this, be like, yeah, this could be a great live stream fail. Because you just said it right here as well. It's going to Amazon Prime. It's not even, or Prime TV. It's not even an actual live stream. It just has set creators who are known for live streaming. And I don't know the criteria again because I don't know. Well, I don't know the criteria because I have never really been on the live stream fails, but I've always thought it was whenever they're live streaming. It doesn't have to do with the people themselves outside of live streams. But again, I could be wrong on this, but just from what it sounds like right now, this is just going to become funnier and funnier as the video goes on.
That's perfect for LSF, which is about fun, crazy content about kind of live streaming gamers. So when I heard about this, I was very excited. I immediately reached out to the organizers to see if we could set up some sort of a collaboration. This collaboration would just be to get cool content on the subreddit. No, financial incentives, no moderators being paid, basically none of anything like that, just fun, cool stuff for the community in the subreddit. For collaborations, the first obvious thing that came to mind was, how do we get their content on the subreddit? Either some superfans or some editors could clip some cool hype moment from the show and then post it to the subreddit. But I also had a stretch goal, and that was, what if LSF could be part of the show in some way? I don't know, there could be like a LSF-themed best clip contest. Like contestants compete in one of the kind of small challenges, they make the best clip, and then somebody kind of wins a prize at the end. It was a stretch goal though. So I reached out to the...
Okay, this right here I think is where I said this before already, why are you going to rely on a subreddit called Livestream Fails to then be focused on videos, again, from a Amazon Prime or a streaming service that's based around live streamers or their involvement in said live streams? Not only that, but again, I'm gonna say this again, I don't know if Reddit moderators even make any money. I don't know if like the bigger subreddits, aside from Livestream Fails, you have r/pics, r/ one of the big ones. I mean, dank memes used to be a really big one as well. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know where the revenue comes in. I've always been under the impression that revenue comes into Reddit from the ads that are in every single subreddit. I don't think you have to be a specific one to make revenue off of it. And to use a platform where, again, you're just a moderator on to try and connect this subreddit to a whole ass show and everything is just insanity. I'm sorry, but there's really no other way I can really articulate it right now, because you just the way you start off this video as well sets a precedent already that you have this, I don't know, superiority complex because you're a Reddit moderator. Again, are you even getting paid to like moderate the subreddits? Or like, are you just that passionate about live stream fails that you want to document every single thing that live streamers do? Again, I don't even know, but I don't know. I feel like at this point, we just have to just kind of cut through it and just kind of see where the big juicy chunks are at this point, because I feel like the rambling on from this guy is going to go old real fast.
Organizers. And to my surprise, they immediately understood what LSF was, what power it had, and they even agreed to the stretch goal of like the cool competition to have in the actual show. From my perspective, this felt like one of the coolest things that a subreddit has ever done. I mean, being in a freaking reality TV show in a topic that's directly related to the subreddit, how awesome. And then, maybe I could leverage this to get even more opportunities, either for our subreddit or for other subreddits across the entire platform. That's how I felt, at least. And that's clearly not how it worked out. After they agreed to kind of a couple of these kind of requests that I had in my stretch goal, they immediately started moving very quickly. We wrote up an announcement and they wanted this out within like 24 hours. So we quickly worked to make an announcement together, and I posted it the next day. When I posted it, everybody in the comment section immediately yelled, "Scam, scam, 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 scam." This initially didn't actually worry me, because no matter what we do, people call it a scam. I mean, I've done AMAs with the Twitch CEO. People called that a scam. And I was also thinking, like, multiple major live streamers were involved, Mythic Talent was involved. Surely they had done their due diligence, right? Additionally, the thing that people were the most skeptical about was the $20 million grand prize. This initially confused me as well, but once I heard that, Amazon Prime was allegedly involved, my initial concerns were assuaded. I mean, think about it. Amazon Prime has spent lots of money on tons of shows, and,
Okay, I think this is where we're getting into the juicy content here. So really what he's saying is, and rightfully so, I think the comment section in the subreddits said this perfectly fine as well. How can you look at a $20 million prize for Amazon Prime being the host behind it? I mean, yeah, I think he might talk about it later. I don't know, but you have the show like Beast Games. That's what, 5 million in prize? And I think it's the highest I've ever seen out of a prize for any kind of game show. I really do think that having even if it is something like Amazon that's putting all this together and everything, one of the richest, one of the most lucrative companies in the world, $20 billion to have just all this on here, it screams scam. It does. And I agree with the comment section here. And I don't really think this guy really did his due diligence. And I appreciate even more that he was saying, I work with the Twitch CEO already on a lot of this. So again, a subsidiary of Amazon, because Amazon owns Twitch. Therefore, you had a contact with a person below them. So then now you're trying to reach out to, I'm assuming, the connections that you gained from this Twitch CEO to the Amazon Prime directive. This is all a scam. Everything is still allegedly. That's the craziest thing, is that it was assumptions. It was maybe they're involved, maybe they're not, who knows? And that's just where the red flag should really be going off there. So at this point, it just sounds like a dumpster fire waiting to happen. And let's see where this kind of continues, because how can you look at this as an idea of, hey, this reality show that is supposedly going to be running with Amazon Prime, how could you be like, oh, let's take our subreddit, that focuses in on these streamers and everything and their live stream fails. Again, my only action things I've ever seen on live stream fails has been Hassan Piker electrocuting his dog. How are you going to put something like this, where it's supposed to be more comedic, more humorous, to something more serious like animal abuse? I don't even know how you can. My time with the Livestream Fail subreddit is very minimal, but even then, I don't think I would ever want to associate myself with a subreddit that has things in that shows animal abuse. Yes, it was shown in a way to show that, hey, this streamer has electrocuted his dog on a shock collar and everything to keep them in place. Yes, it should be on a live stream fails, because you're a piece of shit for doing something like that. Why would you want to have a reality TV show, again, supposedly with Amazon, to be a part of this as well? I really don't know.
I was the one who had this idea the entire time, from start to finish. This happened a couple days. And what I can tell you, for those who, may not believe that, for most moderators, I'm a highly paid software engineer working in San Francisco. I do not need to take a couple $1,000 bribes from, random internet scams, okay? I was doing this because I legitimately, care about the subreddit, and that's why I spend my time on it. I thought it'd be kind of cool events for the sub. I'm talking about this in kind of the deleted comments because this is apparently some big no in the Reddit TOS or something, or maybe it's like an unspoken rule where if you're involved in some sort of promotion and it ends up not working out or it ends up being a scam or something, if you have deleted comments that have accused it of being a scam, well that shows a cover up or some way. It shows malice or bad faith or something. So that's why I'm kind of talking about this, is because this was specifically a reason that was brought up regarding why I was kicked out as a mod on a Livestream Fail.
Okay, so this confirms two things here. Number one, you do not get paid to be a Reddit moderator. That's, again, this is supposed to be one of the biggest subreddits on Reddit, and you're saying you don't get paid to moderate. That just solidifies that first thing I brought up in the beginning of this video. It's a volunteer position. I get that you're very passionate in this subreddit. You want to be successful. I get that. But also, as a moderator, you should know Reddit's terms of service, especially as a moderator. If you're even a regular user, you should understand the terms of service and everything. Granted, the terms of service may be a little different when it comes to being a moderator. There may be additional rules you have to follow, like he was just saying here, where you cannot delete comments that say, hey, this is a scam, this is a scam, this is a scam. And you do that anyways, and now you're trying to justify it here. Be like, well, no, I didn't want people to think it was a scam. Again, this is something that I think needs to be said. I'm not blaming this Reddit moderator for promoting the show. I think that what he wanted to do was in a good perspective, but do your research. You're a software engineer who, as someone who has worked in software for years, you need to do your research. You cannot just look at something on a face value and call this factual. It brings me back to using, what was that site called? Stack Overflow. I'm pretty sure it's still around today. Anyways, for those of you who do not know, Stack Overflow is a forum that basically says, hey, I'm trying to build this method. It's breaking. Can you provide some advice and everything? You still have to do your research on top of that as well, because in Stack Overflow, it's not going to be one-to-one on what you're looking for either. You could look it up and everything. It'll say a recommendation, but you still have to understand what's going on as well. And you cannot confidently input this code into your own software. I would take that logic and apply it here as well. You need to do your own research. If you think the promotional show that is supposedly going on is scammy, guess what? It is a scam. Go with your senses. Do not just assume that what you're doing is a great idea and everything, and then brings you to where you are now. Recording a video explaining why you got kicked out of subreddits, talk about my passion and my love for the subreddits, and here you are. This is a lesson that everybody needs to follow. If you really think something is scam, if you think something is fishy, hell, I get stuff in the mail all the time for, car loan payments. Like, hey, here's options to lower your car loan, and here's options for another credit card. Look at all this other stuff that comes with it and everything. You always got to be skeptical of anything you get about that. Unless you know the company, unless you know the details in front of you, always assume it's a scam until you do your research.
And finally, I want to end this part of the story by talking about how Moist Critical made a video critical of the situation. And then about 30 minutes after this kind of video got released, I got reached out by the organizers of the events and told that 5 live streamers in the event had dropped out, and that therefore the event was canceled and I should take down the post. In this video that Moist Critical had that was critical of the event, just because something is misorganized, that doesn't mean that anything illegal happened. I still haven't gotten confirmation about kind of the Amazon Prime kind of a thing. I think that is the biggest unknown right now. Is I don't know about this supposed Amazon Prime deal, if it exists or not, because maybe they were in negotiation with them, maybe a contract was in the works but hasn't been signed yet. I'm not really sure yet. We'll have to see. And then kind of I'll end the story by talking about why I got removed as the top moderator.
Before we go into this final section of him talking about his removal from being a moderator, again, you just explicitly said it in your video here. You still don't know if the Amazon Prime deal was a thing. You think it was in negotiations, and now you're putting the blame on a big YouTuber, Moist Critical, Penguins Zero. If I'm pretty sure that's his YouTube handle. Anyways, you put the blame on him because you choose to promote this and everything, and it gains traction and everything. You wonder why this happened? It's because you chose to promote a item, a thing, this show that was not even fully greenlit by supposedly Amazon Prime on a very gigantic subreddit, and then delete comments and calling it a scam. Like, this is all your own doing. You got removed as a moderator because of your own doing. If you would have just kept everything under wraps, have all these conversations behind the scenes, and eventually, again, keyword eventually, once the show is properly greenlit, you have all the information in front of you, that's when you promote it. That's when you could go onto the Livestream Fails subreddit and say, hey, I've been in talks with this company who are putting together this reality show. Let's, we're doing a section of this. We're doing a challenge involving Livestream Fails. Let's come up with some ideas. Instead, you jump the gun and it brings you to where you are here.
Secret or very surprising, I got removed directly for the post that I pinned to the top of the subreddit related to the game show or supposed and alleged scam, as well as kind of for deleting comments that were kind of critical of it. I also want to make a comment about kind of the Reddit Code of Conduct team as a whole. Reddit has all this flowery language about how kind of the Code of Conduct team is not here to punish you. It's kind of here to get you to act in good faith. It's here to kind of give you second chances and warnings and all of this stuff. And apparently all of that are lies, because I was not given any second chances. I was not given very much kind of descriptive examples of kind of what I did wrong, or kind of given any ability to kind of defend myself. I was just given a very vague description of, yeah, there's accusations about some fraudulent scam that takes people's money and their PII, which means their name, right? Because you have to sign up with your name to join a contest. And so I have infringed on the code of conduct by promoting a game show where you have to put in your name or something, even though it hasn't really been proved to be fraudulent yet. And
I think this is really where he's not even owning up to any mistakes he's made. He's blaming everything else but himself. The Reddit is a hot mess. There's really no other way to put it. When you really look at the way how Reddit is nowadays, granted, I would say the same case with basically any other social media platform, even the one that I'm posting on here. There's so many shenanigans and back end things that you have no control over, especially nowadays with AI being this fraudulent checker, making sure you know everything that you're promoting, everything you're talking about is on the up and up. It can flag stuff pretty fast as well. But again, you knew the subreddit rules. You knew everything. And now you're trying to justify, well, I still don't know if it's fraudulent or not. There's no way you could really even justify it at this point. You keep saying allegedly it's a show. Allegedly, it's not fraudulent. I don't know if it is. Does not matter at all. The fact that you're saying you don't know, it's that unknown that makes this an issue.
So it's a little disappointing. Now, here's the most important part of the video, Spaz. This is a direct message to you and only you. I want to talk about how this whole situation is a direct result of the lack of support that Reddit, the company, gives to its moderators. Yeah, I did the partnership. Yeah, I didn't look into this as much as I should, and I trusted kind of agencies and live streamers when I should not have. And I did delete comments, which I thought would have been borderline defamatory if the situation wasn't, I guess, a scam, even though it technically hasn't been proven to be a scam yet. But despite all of that, there is still massive kind of like problems at Reddit.
I really don't think that Spaz is going to look at this video and say, you know what, Slade or Stale2000? You know what, Stale2000? I agree with you. You should get your moderatorship back. I should involve my team more so directly with the subreddits. Make sure our terms of service are all on the up and up and everything. If there's one thing that I have learned when it comes to a lot of CEOs in these very big positions and everything, they don't give a shit about the people who run their stuff. All they care about is making money. So if you do something like this, promote again, like you said, supposedly fraudulent show, Spaz, the CEO, he's not going to care. There's not going to be a care in the world because you are in a way impacting his business. Congratulations on finally owning up, saying, you know, I did not do all my research and everything. But, and again, if you really want to make your argument clear that you're in the right for what you did, that, you know, what you did wasn't the worst, you know, like I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done more research, I shouldn't have just taken word of it from specific live streamers who talked about in this and everything. I should wait for all the facts to come out. End it there. I don't think anybody would be making, well, I'm sure people would still be making a video of this on you for sure, but I don't think people are going to be as hard on you as they are nowadays. For that reason alone. You can't say, hey, I messed up and move on with it. It happened. It sucks. It sucks that I'm dropped as a moderator from this subreddit that I really did enjoy moderating for. But instead, you choose to make this video and post it on YouTube for everybody to see with the intent to reach Spez to forgive you. I really don't think there's any other phrasing or words I could really provide into this video to really sum it up better than you messed up. You didn't do all your research, and now you got to face the consequences. All right, everybody. With all that being said, just want to say thank you all so much for checking out another video over here on the One Brain Cell Army, and I will see you guys next time.